77 kilometers away from the famous Varangal Fort, in the tiny village of Palampet Venkatapur Mandal in southern India, stands another famous temple called the Ramappa Temple, also known as the Ramalingeshwara Temple. The inscription in the temple dates back to the year 1213 CE and states that it was built by General Recherla Rudra Reddy during the reign of the Kakatiya ruler Ganapati Deva. Interestingly, the temple was named after its architect, making it perhaps the only temple in India bearing the name of its master creator. Among all the temples from the same period, the Ramappa Temple has been remarkably well preserved. In 2019, the temple, along with the Varangal Fort and the 1,000-pillar temple, was included in the tentative list of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. The Ramappa Temple stands majestically on a star-shaped platform, reaching a height of 1.8 meters. The main structure of the temple is built from reddish sandstone, while the columns along the outer perimeter are adorned with large black basalt inserts. Carved on these inserts are mythical creatures, dancers and musicians, showcasing the exquisite artistry of the Kakatiya period, known for its intricate carvings and elegance. The main columns of the temple are decorated with images of apsaras. These figures are crafted from solid, massive blocks of basalt, each weighing around 5 tons, and polished to a mirror-like shine. It remains a mystery how the ancient builders created and, more importantly, lifted and installed these colossal sculptures without the use of cranes or modern equipment. Nonetheless, the temple stands to this day. Interestingly, such basaltic inserts are characteristic of many Indian temples from the same period, but they are nearly all destroyed. For instance, in the Varangal Fort, these basaltic decorative elements are only found in the form of scattered fragments. Inside the temple, there is no artificial lighting, and a semi-darkness prevails. Moreover, as it is an active place of worship, photography and filming are not encouraged, particularly in the altar area. All the basaltic elements of the temple, including the columns, are polished to a high sheen and adorned with intricate carvings. The execution of these carvings is not only skillful, but also surpasses the understanding of modern individuals. Many of the decorative details are perforated, with micro-holes measuring a few millimeters in diameter, and their curved nature makes it impossible to insert a straight needle or thin drill bit, only a flexible wire. How the ancient craftsmen achieved such intricate jewelry-like work on solid basalt remains a marvel. When tapped lightly, the basalt columns and reliefs produce a remarkable metallic sound. Praveen Mohan, a blogger who has dedicated considerable time to studying enigmatic Indian artifacts, believes that this effect could only be achieved if a stone casting technique was employed. The stone melts, similar to a volcanic eruption, but the upper layer of solidified lava always remains brittle due to rapid cooling. Therefore, primitive methods would not have been effective. Moreover, not every stone is suitable for this process. Only basalt allows for melting and casting, as it retains the integrity of its crystalline structure, ensuring the quality of the stone artifacts. To melt the stone, a temperature of around 1500 degrees Celsius is required. Ordinary coal, whether it's wood or even stone, cannot reach such temperatures. For that purpose, coal dust is needed. Additionally, oxygen needs to be supplied to the blast furnace. Thus, if we consider Mohan's theory, ancient Indians must have possessed refined technologies and entire factories for producing stone castings, given the quantity of structures and basalt artifacts. There is a theory that the so-called yoni symbols scattered throughout India, remnants of an ancient civilization, are nothing more than parts of stone smelting furnaces. Furthermore, each yoni is equipped with a drainage system. However, there is no evidence or traces found to support this theory. Moreover, some yonis are finely polished, have perfect shapes and sharp edges, even after almost 1,000 years, which is not necessary for a smelting furnace. This area suffered a severe earthquake, which according to Mohan occurred on April 1, 1843. Almost all the structures around it were destroyed, but the temple survived, even though it was already 600 years old at that time. The stone blocks of the floor were displaced from their foundations and raised, while the columns sank approximately 30 centimeters. However, the overall structure endured. Mohan explains the temple's seismic resistance with two reasons. Firstly, the roof, specifically the tower of the temple, is constructed using so-called floating or lightweight stones. They are called floating because they do not sink in water. Samples of these stones were sent for analysis to Dr. Habib Aman, the chief chemist of the State Industrial Laboratory in Hyderabad. The expert reported that the bricks had an artificial origin and a porous structure, enabling them to float well in water. He further explained that the material used to create the porous bricks was sawdust. The weight of the samples was about 1/3 to 1/4 of a regular brick of the same size. It is possible that they refer to stone shavings or dust used to make the bricks. These stones resemble pumice externally. However, pumice is only found in areas of volcanic activity, and there are hardly any volcanoes in India. Additionally, pumice is not a durable material for construction. The recipe for making lightweight bricks has not survived to this day, so we can only speculate on the materials and methods used. However, such a lightweight structure provides flexibility and maintains integrity during earthquakes. The second reason, according to the Indian blogger, lies in the design of the temple's flooring and foundation. The floor blocks were not rigidly connected to the temple's columns, but inserted into special grooves. This is why the raised slabs did not dislodge the columns, but merely popped out of the grooves. The columns, however, experienced slight sinking. But that's not all. The temple stands on a foundation that is over 3 meters thick. The builders first excavated a pit and filled it with a unique mixture of powdered granite, unrefined cane sugar, river sand, and some unidentified binding material that laboratory analyses could not determine. After the mass solidified, the temple was constructed on this platform. It is possible that this cushion provided stability to the columns and supporting structures. They sank only 30 centimeters but did not collapse. Researcher Ekaterina Norkina from the Laboratory of Alternative History Research Center is confident that ancient architects took into account the high probability of earthquakes when designing temples. The Vastu Shastra treatise, known as the Science of Construction, provides detailed recommendations on how to build a temple that can withstand underground shocks. The Ramappa Temple was luckier than others. For instance, look at the condition of another temple nearby. It seems like it's on the verge of collapsing, but appearances can be deceiving. It may have stood in such a precarious state for centuries after the earthquake and may continue to endure for just as long. Certain parts of the structure are held together firmly with mortise and tenon joints. Moreover, the connecting elements are always rectangular, not circular, to prevent the rotation of assembled parts. This type of connection between columns and slabs is prevalent in ancient Indian temples. In Varangal, for example, numerous scattered parts with tongue and groove elements lie on the ground. It's interesting to ponder why the earthquake couldn't completely destroy the temples near the Varangal Fort, while within the fort all the structures were scattered stone by stone. Either Varangal experienced a stronger shake, or the cause of the destruction was different. Inside the Ramappa Temple, some columns have bent but not cracked, thanks to the knowledge of the ancient architects and builders. The magnificent figures, resembling metal castings rather than carved from basalt, have also remained intact and continue to adorn the temple's exterior columns. The technology employed by the ancient architects is comparable to modern techniques but surpasses our understanding of the knowledge and capabilities of people living 1,000 years ago. Unfortunately, these skills disappeared with the people who possessed them. Yet, the temple still stands, and thousands of Indians come there to pray to their gods. Join our channel for exciting content, stay updated with the latest videos, and be part of our growing community. Hit that subscribe button now, give this video a thumbs up, and let us know your thoughts in the comments.